So I get asked a lot, what is the ultimate Raspberry Pi image? Now that we have the Raspberry Pi 4, there's been a lot of discussion. Drew, what's your number one pick? And all I gotta say is that's like asking somebody who their favorite child is. It's really hard to do, but I'm gonna attempt it in this video. The Raspberry Pi also is not your only choice in emulation. You have the Android devices, phones, you have other single board computers, but the Raspberry Pi still seems to be a fan favorite. It's packing a punch in that small form factor. So in this video, we're gonna look at my top 3 Raspberry Pi 4 images and some honorable mentions. I'm also gonna answer some common questions that people have and issues as well. So strap in and get ready for this one. So let's talk about criteria. I only included images that are easily available on the internet. Now I know there's Discords, there's many other ways in which communities are making images and sharing and building beautiful works of art on the Raspberry Pi. There's also a ton of front ends on there, like Recalbox, retropie. There's some new desktop base images where you can use a desktop application, just run RetroArch right over that. But for this video, it's going to be primarily retropie, easily accessible images. Furthermore, I want to talk a little bit about how I approach this video. It's like going to a restaurant. As a food critic, you go into a restaurant, you have your specific palate, you've experienced other restaurants, other cuisines, you have no, any kind of ties with the chefs, even though I do have many relationships with the particular images I am going to be talking about. I don't let that influence my review. I simply state from my experience how I thought it tasted, or how I experienced it myself. But I also did read a lot of the comments and what people were saying in both my YouTube videos on these different websites. And so I took all that into consideration, and I looked at this from the point of view from the customer, from the end user, which is the person sitting down at the restaurant who's going to try the food for themselves. It's not from the perspective of the creator, the chef, because the chef has this whole vision and what they want and everything else. So I'm by all means saying that so A, I don't hurt anyone's feelings, and B, I'm going to be reviewing it as if I am just an average gamer. So we are going to be talking about this big list here in the video. First of all, by all means, this is not first, second, and third. Just out of respect to everyone, I'm just making a top 3, and all 3 of these images made it in that area. There's no gold, there's no silver, there's no bronze, okay? But I did break down my pros and cons, and I did want to briefly cover early in the video some common issues and some honorable mentions. Some people have written these images off just from the start, like, I don't like it, it doesn't work, I wasted my time because of these common issues here. So I want to start there. Number 1, there are some times where the Usenet, and I don't use Usenet, so a lot of people, there might be an easy fix for this, but there's definitely a way that those files compile and how to extract them, especially if you don't download one specific file, it can ruin the whole thing. The other thing is when you finally do download them, they're usually compressed files, and please use 7-zip. Download 7-zip, it's a free application. WinZip and WinRAR have shown to have some issues. I've never had those issues, but I've heard others having them. Number 3, make sure you use a high quality SD card, especially for Vman's image. You can see that in my cons. The SanDisk Ultra 512 gigabyte sometimes does not have enough space to securely put this whole image on it. He uses a Samsung Evo, which is honestly similar in price, and I know these images work as well. So at the end of the day, just buy a Samsung Evo Select. That is by far one of the cheaper ones, easily available, and as long as you buy it from a trusted source, you're not going to get a fake one. These ones did work for a SanDisk Ultra for me, but if you want to be safe, just get the 512 Samsung Evo. Links in the description if you want to see what I'm talking about. And then lastly, all these images, when you first boot them up, they're going to run some sort of script where they're going to expand your SD card. So for example, if I put this one on a 256 gigabyte, it's going to go ahead and expand my SD card and give me those extra 56 gigabytes of empty space. Same thing happens with all these other images. Even though there's not a lot of space to be given, that command still needs to be ran amongst some other commands. So on a first boot, you should just turn on your Pi and let it sit for a couple of minutes, like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, just to be safe. The faster your SD card, the faster that's all going to happen. And then if you just get a black screen, give it some time before you restart. And if you're still having problems, you need to really go back and check, did you download all the files correctly? Did you unzip it correctly? And then did you burn it correctly on the correct SD card? Those 4 things, you really want to rule those out before you start pointing fingers at, oh, it's the file, it's this. Please note some of these pros can be seen as cons, and some of these cons could actually see as pros for some people. So first up, again, not first prize, but just first up, we got the 512 gigabyte Vman Retro Bliss re-release. He first released one version of this, and then about a couple weeks later, he did the re-release. So if you're just getting into the scene now, go ahead and get the re-release. But if you were on the old one, it's honestly very similar, and you're not really missing out on much. Now, let's go ahead and talk about what was cool about this. So what I really like about this is how active Virtual Man is, currently at least. We'll see how long it goes for, as it's been going for a run now for 3 or 4 months or so, and I'm sure it will continue. It'll be interesting to see how long that goes. I do know that his community is growing, and he is taking a lot of the feedback and updating it. He has a whole GitHub where he can run updates, no ROMs, but just updates to your image. So as new features and as new cores and things come out, you can absolutely update your own image, which is pretty darn cool. Now, the next 2 images do have that option as well. I just don't know how active they are at actively updating those GitHubs. Number 2, comprehensive. As far as systems and games, one of the largest system and game packs. Now, again, that could be seen as a con, as it's just a ton of content. You will need to live a couple lifetimes to play every game and at least get decently far in each and every game. But that's some people like that is, go big, go home, give me everything. Add-on pack. So recently, as of a few months ago, and I even did a video on this, you can add an external hard drive and add even more games. This image is now well over 1 terabyte when you add in the Naomi, the PlayStation, the Dreamcast, the Atomus Wave, and PSP. There's even now an open bore, a SNES CD, and more packs on the way. Pretty cool option there. Themes, splash screens galore. Yeah, so he's got a ton of themes. He has a theme randomizer on. Everything's pre-installed for you. He has like 14 or 15 custom splash screens he's made, using, some other things. He's got, a ton of custom screensavers as well. But again, some people might find that annoying or not like it, and not like that some of it does say Vman on it and not less generic. But some people love that it's just full of content. He has, 2Play, Easy Hacks, Hursty's theme, as well as some other custom themes all installed on this thing. So you have everything from overclock scripts to easy Bluetooth scripts. It's fully loaded in those cases. Some of the biggest ScumVM full game ports and open bore ports being like Jazz the Jackrabbit, Quake 1 and 2. All that stuff already on there. So again, it kind of goes with the comprehensive. Community help. He has an active forum where people are asking questions and answering them. Sometimes it's hard with some of these other images that once the image goes out, if someone has a question a month later, it's really hard to get that question answered. One of the biggest PlayStation collections, if you really like PS1, this image has one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. Tweaks and settings. He has a lot of the core emulators set up. He has the proper MAME emulator tagged to each MAME game, the correct resolutions before you start seeing lag. A lot of that is already done. And then USB hard drive support. As I mentioned with the add-on packs, you can add a USB hard drive to this build and also run it off of that, so you are expanding it above the 512 gigabytes, or you can primarily put the whole build on a 512 gigabyte hard drive and then just run the core systems on like a 32 gigabyte hard micro SD. You still need a small SD and a hard drive at this point in time. They're working on an update so you can just run it solely on a hard drive. Now the cons. 512 gigabytes and a hard drive is not cheap, plus the Raspberry Pi 4, so this can be a little more costly out of the other two builds, but those SD card prices are lowering as we speak. Security questions. So a lot of people don't like that in order to get the Vman image, although I believe you can still get it on some other websites now. You have to go to his forum, and he has questions there, and then you'd have to go to a website like backups.me, which is another barrier to getting some of this stuff. So that's seen as a con, but it's there for security purposes. Less hacks, obscure. So he doesn't have, I've seen way bigger collections of hack games, but a lot of people think those games are garbage anyways. So this could be a pro or a con. And then the big issue that everyone hated about this image was that, they have a SanDisk 512 gigabyte and it doesn't fit. And they spent all that money and all that time and it doesn't work. Well, unfortunately, you really need to get the Samsung Evo Select or the Plus version. Moving along, we got Wolfanoz with a 256 gigabyte build running on the new Supreme Team base. The Supreme Team base is very similar to the Virtual Man base, in which it has the overclock scripts, it has the upgradability, it has the USB hard drive support. So you're starting out on a base, really good base image. If you haven't noticed already, all three of these images I've used have very, very strong base images, and that's what I would be doing if I'm looking out for an images. I don't want an old base image. I want to run on a really current base image, so the upgradability and the relevancy score is very high on these images because you can add and remove games and still feel good that you're on a good base image. Furthermore, Wolfanoz had a really cool arcade set. He built some really good images for the arcade 1-up. And so he's got a reputation for good arcade games. It even has Killer Instinct arcade game built in on it. But don't get too excited because it's not going to run too well. But there are some good tweaks and settings on some other arcade games, as well as a really nice collection of both light gun and trackball games. And if you want to get even more, he has another image, a smaller one, which has even additions added to it. Scripts, we talked about that, good base image, overclocking, USB modes, all that stuff. He does have 3DO and some other obscure systems on here to boot, where the Vman image, you were going to have to get those add-on packs in order to get some of those. But he has a pretty large collection as well. And then, the other pro I forgot to write in here is price, that it is going to be much cheaper to buy a 256 gigabyte SD card, and for his, you can buy a SanDisk. SanDisk, yes. Or the Samsung Evo Plus. Cons, not many themes pre-installed. So there's only about 2 or 3 themes installed. But, some people see this as a pro. It's less space and you can add your own and not have to worry about it. The splash screen on this 256 was like a custom Wolfanoz one. And again, coming from the perspective of somebody who wants to customize it themselves, they might not want somebody else's name on it, although credit should be due where credit is due. At the same time, people want to see Ryu, and they want to see, just a more generic splash screen. They might be looking for that. Same thing with the loading videos as well. Some people say you need to enable SSH. It wasn't enabled on first boot, and to get into the system, the password is Supreme. I believe the Vman also has a password. You might have to get that from his forum. Issues with open bore. So I just saw a lot of comments about that. I didn't have issues with mine, but maybe I didn't try all the games out, but some issues, and that may have been resolved already. And then the next image is the 200 gigabyte RetroTouch Supreme Pro build by Pi Piggies. Now, Pi Piggies are known, in my opinion, for taking good base images and then just throwing the ROM packs on there. So while that's hunky-dory and great, and they actually have a lot of obscure games and hack games, that is a pro to it, but there's not going to be as many tweaks and settings done to them. Now, this does have the new Supreme Team base image on it, so you can absolutely expand it. Being a 200 gigabyte, you can put it on a 256 and add your own games to fill it up. Or some people do have a 200 gigabyte SD card lying around, and this makes the perfect fit. So that's a pro that you have room to expand. The scripts are because of the new Supreme Team base crew and having those USB hard drive supports. Check your overclock, check your system info, bezel project, the themes, all that stuff is available at just get your Pi online, and you can start downloading that stuff. So cons, I would have just gone for the 256, especially since we're talking about pre-made images here. Why not max it out? This is actually, to me, a more common micro SD card, well, at least here in the US. So less tweaks and settings for like your arcade set and things like that. You're going to have to tweak all that yourself. Like the Nintendo 64 games, you're going to have to do your controls and set up your resolutions, things like that. Also, you need to enable SSH, and the PW, the password is Supreme. The ROM pack add-on is that, to me, this is just a base image with ROM packs added to it. Like, you know, if you see online, you download a pack of ROMs for an entire system. It's like they took those packs, they slammed it on the image, which is fine. It works, right? I'm just saying that it's not the same like when you tweak it out, you change those settings. Last but not least, some honorable mentions. So number one is both the Vman base image. He makes a base image that's not preloaded, it has no ROMs on it, and so does the Supreme team. Both these base images are, in my opinion, somewhat similar in what they do. I know they get in very big arguments about who did what first. I'm not here to get into that. I think they're both good base images, and I'm not going to prioritize one or the other. There are some features and specifications that some do that the others don't. But again, that line is becoming more and more narrower by the day. Now, you can also just start with the new retropie beta base image if you want something clean, simple, no bells and whistles. And then lastly, why didn't I include the Demeso 200 gigabyte build on this list? Honestly, it's a great image. It's amazing. The only reason I didn't include it is not on the newer Supreme team build. It's on the older Supreme build. So with that, I would just, if it was me and I'm just citing as of, end of May 2020, I want to get an image that is upgradable and able to kind of move forward with it. Now, who knows, a year from now, this whole video could be obsolete. But for now, that's what I think. Let me know what you all think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. And last but not least, if you made it to this far in the video, I do want to say this last piece, which is just like the metaphor I used with the restaurant. Same thing goes on with retropie and building these images. You don't always see all the behind the scenes work. There's prep cooks and line cooks and the actual patrons who make this all possible. So if I didn't say your name or I overlooked something, I'm sorry. I know there's a lot more cooks in the kitchen than are actually apparent. And if you're one of those people, thank you, and thank you for all your hard work.